It's not about necessarily the product. When you're selling, it's about the connection. It's about building that trust, and then comes the product. It's about the relationship, that you genuinely care for the other person, and they can feel that you want what's best for them. And then comes the product, whether that's skincare or now it's my design.
Hi, everybody. Ageless Ambitions. We're in Hollywood, and I'm so excited because I have this beautiful friend. Wow, she's just so gorgeous. I would like her to introduce herself to us, and then from there, I'm going to tell you all about her. There you are. This is Sevda.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here, and this is great to see you again here on the camera one more time. My
Right,
name
right.
is Sevda Javandideh with SevDesigns, and yeah, happy to be
Okay,
here.
so I hear that little accent. So tell me where you're really from.
Sure, I am Persian and Azeri, so I am mixed there. I was born in Iran, and I left Iran when I was 18.
Oh my
Then
goodness.
moved to Cyprus, then lived a little bit in Europe, then moved to the US. So that's why I have this mixed accent, often throws people off. Like, I can't pick that up. I'm like, yeah, it's mixed.
Well, you know what's so funny? I had a guest on earlier that she was from Iran too.
Huh.
And I was so she had a great story, but you know what's going on in the world today, it's such a blessing for you to be where you're at, and hopefully anything that we can do, maybe even on from the show, to help, the people of Iran, the women of Iran, because you're a women activist anyway. So
Yeah,
maybe we could talk a little bit about that towards the end. But
sure.
for me, we met on a specific app, and it was during the pandemic, and we really hit it off, if you want to
Yeah.
say that, because at the time I was just introducing my skincare line, and you're like, hey, I used to sell that stuff. I used to sell skincare, right? So tell me
Yeah,
a
when
little
I
bit
was
about
in
that.
college. Yeah, when I was in college, sales
Yeah,
was my
sales.
way of, like, I guess, affording both my college and my living. I used to sell skincare, hair product, and so it was a good sweet time.
Right,
But
right.
then to see sales is that's kind of like what I picked from sales. It's not about necessarily the product. When you're
Mm-hmm.
selling, it's about the connection. It's about building that trust, and then comes the product. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the relationship, that you genuinely care for the other person, and they can feel that you want what's best for them, and they then comes the product, whether that's skincare or now it's my design, because I still have that, the same thing. It's about
It's
building
all
that
it's all together,
connection,
right? It's
and
building
now
that
bettering
connection.
their life through the design. Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so that was back in college. So you sold, like, you sold things, and then that's kind of brought you into kind of entrepreneurship, right? Like
Yeah.
you were learning to get things done on your own and really making your ways of making money. And instead of working like a 9 to 5 job, that's what you did,
Yeah.
right?
Because
Right.
at the time this was 100% commission based, which means
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. So you had to sell
if
to
I
make any
didn't
money.
sell, I would not be able to pay my rent. And because, like, architecture and interior design program is so intensive, you don't really get to work every day. So this would be only on weekends, but I would have to make enough on the weekends only, that it would, like, last me enough. So there was that high pressure.
Right.
And that's where the entrepreneurship comes in, because you're already in it. You have to make it. There's, like, no going backwards.
And so where did you go to college?
I went to Kent State. So I went to Kent State University. I studied interior design in the College of Architecture and Environmental Design. I mean, that's how I ended up in the US and in Cleveland. They have, like, one of the top 10 schools in the US, CIDA accredited. So I was
Wow.
like, you know what? Let's do this. And I actually ended up doing my degree twice in a way, because I did it in Europe, and then I came here, and the credentials were very different. So
Oh,
I ended
wow.
up technically doing it twice,
twice.
which gave me this
More broader. You're
ability
more
to,
broader in terms
yeah,
of
to
being
speak
able
both
to.
the European design and then the American style. But
Mhm.
then I have the Middle Eastern background, so it really diversified my my design projects, and now it's working for me. At the
I'm
time,
so
I
happy for
wasn't
you. Oh
happy.
my gosh. First of all, you look so beautiful. I know that you also, before we get into your interior design, when you were in Cleveland, you did a few things too. You were involved with a salsa company, right?
Yes, yes.
Did
So
did you do salsa, or were you just working for them?
Latin dance events. Yes,
Live,
we were
okay, okay.
producing Latin dance events in Cleveland.
Producing.
Yes, it was an event production. That again helped me to feel like that I belong to a community. So
Mhm.
um, we had this amazing community of diverse people who would come together and for the same passion. You know, it's a great community to belong to because it's like a family,
Right.
and
Dance
you
is
all share
more
this common passion.
right. Dance has a lot of emotion and passion, like you said. So that was a nice community to, because you came here by yourself, right? There's
Yes,
nobody around you to,
yeah.
support you or anything. So maybe that's where you got your support, is through the dance community of salsa,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I got into it because at the time my ex, he was doing this for years as a hobby, and he helped
That's
me
what
a
I
lot.
remember.
He was like, you know what, you have this. He used to call me Sev Jobs, like Steve Jobs, Sev Jobs. He was like,
I
you
love
have
that.
that in you. I see it, and I got to, like, I will always be grateful for him for giving me that kickstart and pushing me forward, always believing in me. And it was like, you, even when we got separated, he helped me, like, move forward. It was like, you
Mhm.
have to do this. This is you. I can see it.
Wow. So
And
you were in
yeah, and then
Cleveland
I
for
moved
how long?
on from that, and I no longer do event production. So
Right. But
it's just my
it was
passion.
something that helped you at the time, right? Because
For
that's
sure.
important, right? And so
For
you
sure.
were in Cleveland, and then how long were you in Cleveland?
I want to say around 6, 7
Oh, you
years.
were
But
there a
then I was
long
like
time.
traveling, like,
Oh,
yeah,
you
so
traveled.
4 or 5 years of that was a college. Well, actually, my
Okay.
college ended up being 5 year because of a big accident that I had that didn't allow me to graduate. Yeah, like
What
it
happened?
was a miracle that I actually lived.
What
And
happened?
I got into a car accident, and
Oh,
yeah, a very bad one too. So that kind of like slowed me down and made me like sit and think where
wow.
I'm headed in a good
That's
way. I'm grateful for that accident because it just was like a wake up call for me.
wow. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that, people can, you just never know. You can be driving one day and then something like that pops in and you just don't realize that it could affect anybody, you know? And so that's important for people to understand, that safety and just being in a car, like, can one day be one thing and the next day, obviously, it made you have to graduate a year later.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wow.
missed my graduation. And then the most important thing is, though, like, when things happen to us, even the worst things, it happens for our highest purpose and for our own sake. So it's, I think it's important to pause and think, okay, why is this happening for me? What's the message here? And what's the opportunity to learn from this and grow?
This is so good for everybody to hear, like, seriously, because we always go, why did this happen? And you just have
Yeah.
to take a step back and go, there's a purpose, there's a reason, and let's just move forward in the most positive way from this situation.
Yeah. And
That's a
that thing is for your own good, even as bad as it looks. Like, even like my college, I was so upset at the time. Like, what? Like, another 4 year? And now I'm like, that's the best thing ever happened to me.
because you're more knowledgeable, you have so much more
Yeah.
background, right?
It sets me apart from my from other, like,
Interior designers.
designers. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so you came. Okay, maybe it was me because I was in LA that you wanted to come out to Cali.
That's how it started, though, didn't it? Like,
I
I think
think
we
so,
met
because you
together.
yeah, because you said, I think I'm coming to California. I said, come on out, come on out.
Yeah, I remember. It's so funny at the time, when I first came, I was like, oh my God, this city's not for me. No, too much traffic. Like, I can't
You
do this.
kept saying that. You kept saying that.
I did keep saying that. And I was like, oh, there's not enough greenery here. Like, it's like I think a part of me was almost afraid of success, or like taking that maybe big step. Like now that I look backwards, and now that I'm here, now that I pushed through that,
It's a
that
big step to move to
threshold.
California or Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
I'm like, I can't believe like I was thinking otherwise. Like this city is for me. Like
Right.
I was meant to be here.
That's
Yeah,
I'm so glad you said that because it was a tough time for you to love it here.
it
Because
was.
you sent me
It
pictures of the
sure was.
traffic and you sent me pictures of the dead stuff on the side of the road. You're like,
You
there's no
remember?
greenery. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you're here. You're here. And then I think you got to like you didn't know what you were going to do. I think a relationship kind of situation helped move you here too, but then it didn't work out.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't, like, honestly, as soon as we moved here. I mean, that was, I guess, in my back of my head. I was like, oh, okay. So I remember having this conversation with a friend of mine. They were like, okay, but are you moving for them or are you moving for you? Because then if that doesn't work out, you're gonna resent them. And I was like,
Mm.
no, I feel like this city is calling me. And I also got a job offer here.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I was like, no, the city's calling me. I can feel it like in my bones. I'm ready for this. And just the idea of having also a person here that I know also like helps me to be a little bit more brave to take that step. But then within like a month or two of me moving here, that like vanished, which was a good thing. It's like universe was trying to show me you can do it on your own.
Right. Because
Like,
it was kind of devastating, you
yeah,
know.
and then I lost my dog after that.
Yeah.
It was like a
Oh, oh, I
very
remember.
bumpy
Oh,
road.
yes. But you persevered. You went to that job, but now this is really what I want to talk to you about. Like having your own business as an entrepreneur and teaching our audience that whatever you believe in and whatever you want, there's the possibilities are there. That
Absolutely.
you need to go ahead and dream and take that dream into reality.
Sure. And I think it's also just believing deep down there that you deserve more, and be willing to be uncomfortable for a little while. Because it's not easy to just like, like go ahead and say, oh, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna quit whatever and just start doing this thing. So, but it's deep down there. You need to believe, want it enough, so that
Mhm.
when everybody else quits, you keep going. So that's where the persistency comes in.
Mhm.
It's not just the passion, but also the persistency to keep moving, even if it goes slow.
Believing Before Seeing, a new book by Candace Barr, teaching you how to believe into existence. Available now for pre-order.
Right. And having your background and really going to school as long as you did, that puts you above so many other people as an entrepreneur. But, some people feel like they don't need to do anything to become this kind of, business, which it's very difficult if you don't have some kind of degree or some kind of background. You're
Mhm.
going to get lost, don't you think? Because you do need the background to be able to put yourself out there as a designer.
Education for sure is very, very important, but it's not enough. It's
Okay.
absolutely not enough. I see like some people get one degree and now they want to get a second degree because they didn't succeed. And I'm like, okay, so one didn't help you and now you're getting another one because the first one was very successful. So maybe then if one didn't help, maybe there's something else that needs to happen rather than like repeating the same thing. And that's
Hmm.
what I mean by degrees not enough. I think in entrepreneurship, relationships is a huge plus, because when you first start, you want to be able to build that relationships, networking, and then it goes back to that persistency. Just it's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
Right.
It's simple, but it's not easy.
Right. I get it. I get it because, you know, uh, me starting over, because
I
I had a
remember
business
that.
for 28 years and
Mhm.
to just say, okay, I'm ready to, you know, venture into something different. And it's so different. Like
Yeah.
what I did before and what I do now, it's like two different ball games. So, you know, to you got to want it. You have to persevere, like you said, and you have to still have a background, you have to keep learning. You have to keep
Yes,
yourself growing and understanding. It's just not going to fall in your lap, especially
totally.
when you're talking about things that people ask you questions, and if you don't know the answer, what are you going to
You
do?
need to keep educating yourself and
That's
stay
what I want to
moving,
say.
for sure.
Yes. Yes. And
Yes,
I'm
and
sure
that's
you
what
do.
I mean by a degree is not enough. Like even like when we finish our
I see what
degree,
you're
like
saying.
every day we go to a new event, we learn something new, we collaborate with other people. Collaboration is a huge, huge plus
Right.
when you're starting off too.
Right. So tell me about your new business,
Mm.
SevDesigns. Tell me all about it. Like how do
Sure.
we learn about it? What do you have to offer? And we'll make sure that people out there get to know it, and we'll make sure that people get the information.
Of course, yes. So SevDesigns is a design company, obviously, but it's mostly we are focusing right now on residential projects, specifically high-end residentials. And it's the process, it depends totally like what they need. If it's just a consultation, somebody just wants to start, they have a good taste, but it's really hard to bring things together.
Mm-hmm.
They just like need like an expert's eye to let them know, hey, this is what you need. Here are the resources. Go find that. So sometimes all they need is just that consultation, that 1-2 hours to give them and tell them the steps so then they can just go ahead and do it on their own, because some people they just want to do it on their own. Or if somebody doesn't want to deal with it, it's too much, they just want you to handle from A to Z, we do that too. We have a really great team here that we build it through, again, those networking, a lot of collaboration. So if a client wants in for any reason, they're like, you know what, because chemistry is also very important. You don't feel the chemistry, you want to work with the different designers. We have so many other designers that we collaborate with. We match you with somebody else.
Oh, wow. That's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
then we have that. So yeah, anything from start to finish when it comes to residential, we can definitely
So you
help.
can knock down walls.
We do have a construction team as well.
Wow, Sevda, you are just on top of it. I love
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So you have a team around you. Are you like you, or did you like, I don't know how it works. Like, are they part of your team? Are you just surrounding yourself with other people that know their business and then you work together?
Both. We
Okay,
we
well,
have both. We have people that they work exclusively with us, and then I also like collaborate with other people, which we also have like a common ground. And once you get to know and you line up on the values and how they work together, then I feel confident to pass the job to my team if it's a construction or if it's a stonework or if it's a custom furniture. So yeah, we do anything from A to Z, and also stay tuned because SevDesign is coming with their own line of products. So I will keep that a little
are you
surprise.
serious?
Yes.
How cool. Like what kind of products? You can't say?
Let me surprise you.
Okay. Okay. We'll just have to have another conversation, right? You can
Yes,
come
for
on and tell
sure.
me.
Like,
Okay. So,
but it's coming big. I've been working on it for like day and night for the past month, and very soon I'm gonna announce it. We're launching a new product line, and it's gonna be there soon.
so
Let me
you're just the
surprise.
entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. Like, what is your favorite thing when you come to like design? Like, what's your passion? What do you love?
Changing how people live, because your environment like absolutely affects your well-being and how you think and how you feel. So seeing someone like when I talk to people and I understand, like we go usually with my clients to a dinner or a lunch to get to know them a little bit better and see what is it that they're trying to really get out of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like envisioning like that excitement turning into a reality, and how they feel when they last walk into this space. That's what keeps me going, to deliver that excitement and happiness and joy that I see towards the end when they show it off, like, oh my gosh, look at this. So that's what probably is the most joyful part of the design,
I
to see
see you
that
like on
part.
HGTV, like being this new like way of interior design and being this Seb Designs person. I think you need to pitch yourself.
I actually have thought of that when I was
You
like
should. So if you get that, you gotta like give me a little bit of feedback and let me know.
yes. Yeah, we
I
should
think that
maybe we should
because you're
just
so
say videos.
beautiful and you have so much to offer, and I feel like that would be such a great thing that you could do too. Like I'm giving your ageless ambition. I think that you should really go for that because you can just do so many things within what you're doing within this past year that you've changed that this is I feel like this is your top, like I feel like you could be able to do. I love that.
Thank you. And I got to say, I'm gonna give some credit to the city because in this city, if you have that passion, it's like you're in a current. It's like you're in an ocean. You can't stay still, or else you're going backwards. So you just gotta push forward, and it doesn't really give you the chance to stop and breathe. So I feel like that has to do with some of like all that like going forward because you see there's so much inspiration and there's so much opportunity.
LA, that's why people don't understand. This city is just, full of everything moving forward. You want to
Yeah.
be, and it wants you to be here to not miss it. That
Totally.
FOMO, wait, fear of missing out, right?
Mhm.
Fear of missing out,
Yeah.
FOMO, FOMO. So anyway, um, I just want to tell my viewers something that you would love to express to them to give them the opportunity to, be inspired. If they dream of something, give them what you feel like that they just need to be able to do that without, thinking, hey, I can't do that. Like, look at what she did. What would you say that you could help others be what you have gotten to for this part of your life?
I would think first say it's very important to know what is it that you really like enjoy doing. Like finding that first is more very, very important. Like what is it that you do and you don't even notice the time? Like the time passes and you enjoy doing it. So first is finding that passion because sometimes people focus on the end product and not like what's the passion in there.
Right.
So first find that
While
passion.
you're doing it, while you're doing it.
Even if like you're not doing it, let's say I'm just saying you're a nurse and you really enjoy cooking, you love this, you love serving, or you like talking to people, maybe you need to be a therapist, right? So find that particular activity that you
Mhm.
enjoy doing, not just being the therapist or being that title. So if you
Right.
remove the title, what's that one thing that gives you pure joy? Because that's your calling. Like that is your calling. And then once you find that out, measure, take a calculated risk. And if you want it bad enough and you're persistent, you're gonna make it happen. There's like it's done. You just
Mhm.
have to want it bad enough to be willing to be uncomfortable
Mhm.
and and keep doing it. Because
Because
that passion is gonna keep you going when anybody else would be like, okay, it didn't work out. I drop it.
mhm. Mhm. Because at one point in your life, you were not at your highest level of thinking good about
Absolutely.
yourself,
Yeah.
but to see you like being beautiful and being like, people look up to you. We all have our inner things that aren't all that great sometimes.
Totally.
And we were going to work on this project together in terms of even, the lowest of low, how people feel about themselves. But to see the growth in you and to see where you're at is why I was so excited for you to come on the show.
Thank
Because no
you.
matter how low you can go in terms of your own mindset, you can now deliver the positive to other people, and bring out the best in them too. So I'm so grateful for you to be here, Sevda. Thank you so much.
You.
You look beautiful.
Likewise.
I keep saying that, but I keep seeing you and you just the smile on your face and just knowing I feel like you're in your own element and you're really loving what you're doing. So
I
I'm
I
grateful
really
for that.
appreciate the opportunity. It was great to be here, great to talk to you.
Well,
You're
let's talk
so
again when you get
always
those
easy
products out.
to talk to. Like just and I'm so glad like you're doing this. People need this too.
And you've tried Hito, so I know you love that too.
I do. I still am using it every day actually to wash my face. That face wash is magic.
This one, this Hito, the
Yes.
purifying gel. You still
Yes.
got it? See how long it lasts, you guys? It's like
Yeah.
forever, but I know that you always supported it, but you also loved it because you've done skincare, so you know what's good and what's not. So I appreciate you
Yes.
that for that
And I
too.
appreciate also like how much passion you put in that product. Like I know what you went through and how that came out. It's a beautiful creation and it's about you. So I love that.
Aw. Well, you brought on some beautiful messages for everyone to, listen and hopefully put in their heart to bring out the best in them. So I thank you for being here. This
Thank
is
you.
Ageless Ambitions on Lux Media Studios. I am so glad that you were here today. Bye, guys.
Bye.